What's up, everybody? Today we're here at the Houston Space Center, and today we're going to do a tour of the Falcon 9 booster rocket. So let's go. All right, so we are here at the entrance to go see the Falcon 9 booster rocket. This is the pathway that's going to lead us to the booster rocket. Oh, there it is. We can see it right there. There's part of the rocket. I think this is only one of two that are displayed here in the United States. Of course, this one's here at the Houston Space Center. There are the booster rockets. Wow. I think this particular booster rocket has flown at least twice. What we're looking at right here is this section right here, this long section with the little burns, with the burn residue on it. These are the legs. So whenever this thing comes back down to land, these legs are deployed down, and this rocket is able to land. Wow, that is cool. And then there is the SpaceX logo. And then another look down, longer view of the rocket. We'll take a look up here at the very front of it. I think this is what they call the first stage of the rocket, because it's the first stage. I think that, shoots off and detaches. I may be wrong, but I know this is the part that comes down and lands, and they're able to reuse this section of the rocket. This whole rocket right here, they're able to reuse. Falcon 9. It looks like a lifting lug right there. Let's take a look at the other side over here. These rockets are huge. Now we're gonna walk underneath the rocket. Wow. So there's some fingerprints. Looks like people have been jumping up to touch it. Here's a closer look at the landing gear. So I think it detaches from here and then it folds down. All this folds back down the opposite direction and flips the other way. So when this thing's ready to land, it got legs to land on. These are definitely cool. And the fact that there are only two displayed, we're very fortunate to have one here close by in Houston. Let's see if we can get a closer look at these babies. Look at that. Can't even imagine when these suckers are going full blast and all the force behind these babies lifting off to space. It's amazing. Well, there it is, everybody. This is the SpaceX Falcon 9 booster rocket. I hope you enjoyed the tour. All right, so right now we're about to board the tram to go see the Apollo Mission Control. Here we go, people. There's the NASA logo. And we're about to go to the tram. This was a little spur of the moment thing, so we both get to go along at the same time because this is my first time coming. Do we just pick any seat? Okay. We're going to pick any open seat. I'm going to come down this way and see where I can sit. I think I'm sitting in the front row. Okay. Here it is. The crowds are a little smaller compared to the summer crowds last week. Okay, so I ended up switching sides on the tram. And here's a different view. All right, I think the tour is about to start.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the NASA Tram Tour. My name is Grace, and your driver today will be Brian. He will be at the front of the tram like every good driver should be, so if anything goes wrong, we'll blame him. Before we depart, we do have a few safety guidelines to go over. Please remain seated at all times while the tram is in motion, keeping arms, legs, feet, tentacles, or any other appendages or objects inside the tram at all times. This is a non-eating, non-smoking, non-vaping tram tour. However, a drink is fine as long as you have a secure lid upon it. If you are traveling with any small children whose feet do not fully reach the floor, please seat them in the center seat between two adults if possible. Any child under the age of 4 should be in the lap of an adult, preferably one that you know. We will be going on to federal government property, so I need everyone's masks up over their nose and their mouth at all times throughout this tour. It is by far the most important rule we follow, as we will encounter employees in the building today. At this time, I would like everyone to memorize the seat they are sitting in. You will be returning back to the exact same seat at the end of the tour today. On the left and the right side of the tram, there are some blue and white letters posted on the outsides. Those indicate the row you're in. I need you to memorize that letter in the row and the seat you're in, as you will be returning back to the exact same seats. With all of that said, Brian, whenever you're ready, we are all set.
Here we go.
Y no vas a ver nada.
Alright everyone, welcome to JSC. If you look to your left, you'll see some of our famous Texas Longhorns. These Longhorns are here to provide science and agriculture lessons to educate thousands of students each year. Now, I get the question all the time, why does NASA have a bunch of cows? One, these are not called cows, these are called steer. And two, we're training these guys to jump over the moon. I'm just kidding, that would be utterly ridiculous. To your right side, inside of this big white building is the Saturn V rocket. This is a real rocket and not a mock-up. The Saturn V is 363 feet tall, which is 60 feet taller than the Statue of Liberty and 100 feet taller than the original Godzilla. On the launch pad, this vehicle weighed 6.5 million pounds. In addition to the Saturn V, there are two other rockets across from the building. The smaller black and white one that you'll see is called the Mercury Redstone, and the larger gray and white one is called the Little Joe 2. We will not be dropping you off here on this tour today, but if you schedule the red or the blue tour today, the red will just drop you off here to Rocket Park, and the blue will take you to the astronaut training facility and then drop you off here at Rocket Park. So again, if you would like to see these three rockets, you must schedule the red or the blue tour.
¿Y también vamos a traer eso? Hay que reservar después de...
O sea...
your right side, you will see Building 17. Building 17 houses the Orion project. Orion is a spacecraft NASA will use to return American astronauts to the moon by 2024, and with our Artemis program, send astronauts to Mars in the 2040s.
Proyecto Orión es el proyecto que está trabajando para llevar. Yo creo que es el que está trabajando con él.
On your left side, you will see Building 21, the Human Health and Performance Laboratory. Inside of this building, engineers and scientists study the human body before going up into space and after returning. Believe it or not, the human body does change quite a bit up in space. While driving around JSC, you may notice that some of the taller buildings here look kind of boring with not many windows or vents. That is to protect everything inside of these buildings from natural disasters such as hurricanes. You may also notice some bikes in some of the parking lots. That is because in the 1960s, the Schwinn Bicycle Company donated all of these bikes to JSC for anyone who may work here to ride from building to building in a more eco-friendly way. These bikes are still used to this day, and who knows, you may even look at the exact same bicycle that Neil Armstrong or Buzz Aldrin rode. As you can see, we are now approaching the Christopher C. Crofts Junior Mission Control Center. This is the same building that was used in 1965 and is still used to this day with the International Space Station and Commercial Crew Program. In 2011, this building was named after Christopher Kraft, who was the first flight director for American spaceflight. He developed the entire idea of mission control, and he developed much of what we're going to see in this control room today. Christopher Kraft served as one of the lead flight directors throughout our early manned spaceflight programs, and to this day is known as the father of mission control. During our entire stay here on JSC property, we need all masks up over their nose and the mouth. We are guests here at JSC, and so we can lose tour privileges for today or for eternity. So please keep those masks up. We do not want to be that group. Once you have come to a full and complete stop, you may exit to your right side and then follow me into the building.
Here we go. We are going into the building. There's some placards. Mission Control Center.
Alright everyone, welcome to Building 30 North, otherwise known as the Christopher C. Crouch Jr. Mission Control Center. Before we head upstairs into the historic mission control room, I do have a few safety guidelines to go over. Please do not bring any backpacks, food, drink, or chewing gum into the control room. Any water bottles or any backpacks that you may have or gift bags from the center, you can sit down on this table at this time. We can pick them up on the way out. So anything bigger than a small purse, any water bottles, gift bags, or any backpacks of any kind need to be set down on this table at this time.
All right, I gotta go put my backpack on the table.
When you get up there, you can pick any row you'd like. Just scoot all the way down to the left side of whatever row you choose. Once you get to your seat, please make sure to not put any feet or shoes that you may have on these seats, again, as to protect the room since it is original. We will be watching a 14-minute video. We ask that you do not take any photos, videos, or audio recordings at all during the video. There's a great photo opportunity at the very end for you to take any photos you would like without flash. At this time, if everyone could silence their cell phones. I've never had a tour to where one person's phone does not go off. Can we make this my first tour?
All right, so
If you're traveling with any small children who become rowdy during the video, please take them out into the hallway for just a moment to calm them down.
okay, so right now we are in the observation room. We just got finished watching a video.
Ahorita se van a quedar quietos y les voy a tomar una panorámica.
We are waiting our turn to get a better view.
No, yo.
There it is. There is mission control.
Ahí quédate, Santi. Volteado para acá. Andrés.
Here is where they guided the astronauts to land on the moon.
Ponte bien.
Here is the radio room, or the telephone room, is what they call it. Here is a closer view. Here is a wider view of the waiting room where the families of the astronauts will sit and wait and watch to see what's going on. All right. Cool. All right, let's make our way out. Here we're exiting the mission control, and they got these pictures on the walls. here. They did have an awesome video to watch, but the cameras had to be turned off, so unfortunately I wasn't able to show y'all. Let's look at more pictures here. These are all different pictures here in the hallway. These little chairs right here. Everything seems to be restored like the way it was during that time period. Let's work our way back down. Earlier we made our way up these steps to access the actual control room. There's the astronauts. Armstrong, Collins, Aldrin. Some more pictures. Let's continue to work our way down. Some more pictures in the Apollo mission control. Here's a sign right here, limited area. I think right there, or somewhere around this area, is one of the working mission controls for the ISS space station. That's what they said on the video. So I think that might be a door to lead to it, but all that is non-public access. Just be aware, if you come here, you gotta walk up 80 steps, they said, to get to the actual Apollo mission control. And now we made it back down to the lobby.
I get to come out this way. If you got anything, feel free to grab it. If not, you can head back to the same trail.
Get my backpack.
Oh,
Go out this way, right?
yeah. Come out this way.
Thank you so much.
Of course. If you got anything, feel free to grab it. If not, you can head back to the same tram.
Here's the Mission Control Center. Only badge personnel beyond this point. Here we go, working our way to the tram. Alright, we are now finished with the tour.
Alright, y'all, we will now be heading back over to Space Center Houston, so please keep your masks up over your nose and your mouth, and please do not stand while the tram is in motion. Brian, whenever you're ready, we are all set. The success of the Apollo 11 and 12 led the public to believe that a lunar mission was routine. The this all changed in 1970. On April 11th, Apollo 13 was launched with the intention of landing on the moon for the third time. 2 days into the mission, one of the oxygen tanks on board the spacecraft exploded and crippled the spacecraft. With over half of their oxygen depleted and all fuel cells shut down in the explosion, the lunar landing was no longer possible. The mission was immediately changed from a moon mission to a rescue mission. Using the lunar module as a lifeboat, flight controllers were able to save the lives of those 3 astronauts and bring them home safely. Apollo 13 is considered to be a successful failure. They weren't able to land on the moon. However, everyone on the spacecraft made it home safely, and that is the primary goal of any mission. At the time, many saw the mission as a complete failure, but in mission control, it's widely considered to be its finest hour. If you'll look back to your left, back at the Christopher C. Kraft Jr. Mission Control Center, you will see an American flag flying on top of it. This flag always flies if there is an American up in space. Since there has been at least one American on board the ISS since November 2000, this flag has been flying for over 20 years. To our right side, you will see Building 20. Building 20 is the most eco-friendly building on site and is built largely of recycled materials. The Johnson Space Center campus spreads across 1,620 acres, has over 100 buildings, and has about 8,000 employees. While driving around, you may also notice some deer. That is because Johnson Space Center is also a wildlife preserve with more than 250 deer living here, as well as other species of animals like rabbits, turtles, armadillos, all different kinds of birds, and even Miko the alligator. We are now about to pass Rocket Park. We will not be dropping you off here at Rocket Park right now, but if you schedule the Blue Tour whenever you get back to Space Center Houston, that'll take you to the astronaut training facility and then to Rocket Park. The Red Tour at the end of the day, around 3 to 4 o'clock, will only take you here to Rocket Park, so if you schedule any of those 2 tours, they will both drop you off here.
There is the building that houses Saturn V.
If you look to your left toward the center of the big white building and the mural, you'll see a small wooden box. That box is home to our resident barn owl.
There's the barn owl's house.
Up ahead and across the street, you'll see the SpaceX Falcon 9. If you notice, it does look a little bit dirty, but it was kept that way on purpose. When it was donated to Space Center Houston, Elon Musk wanted to keep it in this state to show that it had been used multiple times, unlike the Saturn V, which was only planned to be used once. That is right next to the real Boeing 747 with a mock-up shuttle on top of it. That is called Independence Plaza, and it is where we will be dropping you off today to go inside of the plane, inside of the shuttle, and to get a closer look at the Falcon 9. Alright everyone, welcome back to Space Center Houston. I would like to thank you for taking the tram tour today and ask you to please remain seated until I have dismissed you after we open the gates. If you did bring a stroller today, feel free to grab that before entering the gates to Independence Plaza. Please do not leave any items, including children, on the tram, as we will send them to Mars if they are left here.
All right, everybody, that's a tour for today. I wasn't really expecting to go on the Apollo Mission Control tour. That was kind of a spur of the moment, but hey, you got an extra, so that was pretty cool. Once again, I want to say thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please hit the subscribe button. Thanks.